For my pedigree, I use characters from Harry Potter. The family on the left is the Potter family. Harry is person number in generation 2, number 1, and the family on the right is the Weasley family. Ron is a person in generation 2, number 3. If you've ever read the books or watched the movies, you would know that all of the Weasleys have red hair. So the traits that I used for this pedigree were red hair versus dark hair. To evaluate which modes of inheritance were consistent with this trait, I used a big D to indicate the dominant trait and a little d to indicate the recessive trait. First, I checked to see if the trait for red hair could have been autosomal recessive. To do this, I wrote the genotypes for all the people who were recessive, then just solved the rest based on their parents and or children. Next was autosomal dominant, and I used the same process. Basically, just flipped. You guys can pause it if you want to check it or run through it yourself. But both of these modes were consistent with the pedigree. After that, I checked to see if it could be X-linked recessive. This didn't work because of person 2-1. If the trait was X-linked recessive, he would have had the trait because the X chromosome is from his mother. But for that reason, it doesn't work. And after this, I tried X-linked dominant, which also didn't work because of person 3-7. Took me a while to get there, but if it were X-linked dominant, she would have had the trait because she would be getting an X chromosome from her father who had the trait. But on the pedigree, so it shows that she does not have the trait. And again, you guys can pause it if you want to check that. And lastly, I checked to see if it was Y-linked, and obviously it is not Y-linked because some of the females on the pedigree also have the trait, so it's impossible for it to be Y-linked because girls don't have a Y chromosome.